left unsaid. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that is not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone, know I'll find you in my dreams. My heart rages around like an ocean in my head. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that is not reality. Step on the land, I've got your hand, and now we're way down, fade out. No, was it your plan? Can't understand. I love the air you bring, everything. Under the sun, a fire is burning. You tell me to hold on tight. I wish that we could stay here forever. I wanna remember. Oh, the sight of you brings the fight in me, makes me wanna move. Fingers down your spine, looking in my eyes, feel your hands on mine. Tonight we're freer than ever. I wanna remember. Oh, we run every endeavor. I wanna remember. Step on the land, I've got your hand, and now we're way down, fade out. No, was it your plan? Can't understand. I love the air you bring, everything. I'm in the sun, a fire is burning. You tell me to hold on tight. I wish that we could stay here forever. I wanna remember. Oh, the sight of you brings the fight in me, makes me wanna move. Fingers down your spine, looking in my eyes, feel your hands on mine. Tonight we're freer than ever. I wanna remember. Oh, we run every endeavor. I wanna remember.
I'll take. I'm running 400 laps this morning already.
I live my life on the run. I say I'm not giving up. I may be living alone, but I still believe in love. In a similar way, I feel I'm losing my conscience. Traveling for days without my knowledge of provenance. Throughout my life, you called me a renegade. Oh, through all my lows, you said we could start again. But I'm a renegade of your love. But I'm a renegade of your love.
streets a few months. I'm trying to pick myself up. I may be living alone, but I still believe in love. And although my flaws had dragged me down on the coldest night, I'm still kicking around. Then I saw you back before my time was shortened. No, throughout my life you've called me a renegade. Throughout my loves you said we could start again, but I'm a renegade of your love.
But I'm a renegade of your love. Renegade of your love. I have a confession that you're my obsession. You're pulsing through me. The blood is rushing and I am trusting you'll come save me. My knees are feeling weak. Your body's close to me. I want you to come rescue me. Won't you come and rescue me? My knees are feeling weak. Your body's close to me. I want you to come rescue me.
it's silent in dismay, it won't break this feeling down. If I conquered this my way, I'd devour, I'd surround. If it hurts you just a little, then it heals you when it's done. Disappointment is the anchor, resolution is the sun. If it's silent in dismay, it won't break this feeling down. If I conquered this my way, I'd devour, I'd surround. If it hurts you just a little, then it heals you when it's done. Disappointment is the anchor, resolution is the sun.
Oh, hi! It's me again. I missed you. You remember me, right? I'm not only there at night. You seem a little nervous in your head. It's like
over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent. I'm here and I'm feeling exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance, not the life I want to live. I want to take it all, standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Yeah, now you got me out in the deep. Feeling I'll be wrapped around your neck. When you burn me out like a cigarette. Yeah, drifting in the city, no sleep. Don't know where we headed for next. Maybe we should get lost in a sweet escape. You tease me and you touch me, I'm going crazy about it. Keep saying that it's nothing, so tell me what to do. I'm losing all my cool, feeling like ain't nobody else around us. Ain't nobody else around us. Got me breaking all my rules. It's only me and you, feeling like ain't nobody else around us. Ain't nobody else around us. Yeah, tell me lies like you mind crazy out of time flies. We begin to sky high. So what? Hey, no rush. Hey, turning lights out. Do you wanna level up? Baby, let me fill your cup. We'll be out of here. Do you wanna take it slow? Just let me know. You tease me.
What's up, guys? We're going to do a 2-minute call here. We are streaming on like 7 different platforms right now. It's fun to see the people jumping on. 2-minute call.
Put through the fire, break the fire, chasing something true, caught in a bind. Maybe undo, maybe undo. 'Cause when every call felt off, and the silence could be better, every motion falling flat, had to leave you, had to leave you.
Okay. Wow, I got to take a breath. This is kind of cool. I appreciate all of you that are listening. We're streaming on like 7 different platforms right now, and really excited to be here today. My name is Connor DeLynn. I am the founder of the WTF Network, and what I'm about to tell you today is the WTF story. And I'm going to tell you what we are building right now and why I'm so excited about it. And by the way, WTF, it's worth the follow. If you didn't know that already, I didn't know what you think it meant, right? WTF is worth the follow. And we're doing something right here in the heart of Silicon Slopes, Lehi, Utah, that's kind of unique. It's definitely cool. And we're excited to share it with all of you. So first off, let me just tell you this right now. Everything that we do here on this stage is live. So I am doing this live. It is unscripted. There's no teleprompter. I do have some notes. I'm not hiding behind that, right? And not only are we doing this live, but we're live streaming it. And I mean, right now, like we are on TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. I didn't even know until like a week ago that you could go live on LinkedIn. And that's what we're doing. And I'm going to tell you why, because that at its core is really the concept and the philosophy that we are following here at the Worth the Follow Network, okay? Our rule is this, that we create content live in front of people. If you want to bring human connection back to content, the best way to do it is to bring humans back into the room. And our belief is, and we've been proving this over the last few months now, that when content is done live and there's people in the room, it feels different because it is different, okay? And that's exactly what you're going to find right here at the WTF Network. So, I'm just going to tell you the story. I'm going to tell you why we're doing this, how this all came to be, and exactly what it is that we're going to plant our flag in the ground and say, we're going to go out and do that, okay? My name is Connor DeLynn. Like I said, I have been a professional speaker for the last almost 13, 14 years. I've had the chance to speak in 47 states, 8 different countries. I've spoken in front of hundreds of thousands of people. In fact, by the time I was 26 years old, I had 10,000 hours of public speaking on stage. When I was 12 years old, if you asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I would tell you a motivational speaker, right? Yeah, it's a little weird. Like where most people feel they're most nervous, they're most scared. For me, being on a stage is where I have just felt at home. I felt comfortable, and I felt the most confident throughout my entire life on stage. Now, in the last 7 years, I've made more of a transition of spending less time doing live events and live speaking, and have moved, like everyone else, to social media, to the content world, right? There are more platforms available to us than we can imagine. And I mean, like we just talked about, how we're streaming this right now. The fact that we have the media capabilities from our studio right here in Lehi, Utah, to shoot this all over and create content that will live forever, it's never been easier to tell your story, to share a message, a product, idea, message, service with the world. If you wanted to get it out there, the platform is literally in your pocket to do so, right? And with all of that ease of communication, that's created some problems, right? Like it's easier to connect with people than it ever has been in our society, yet we all know that connection is at an all-time low. We want to connect human to humans. And it's almost like we're forgetting how to do that. Now, I'll tell you, personally in my life for the last 5 years, I've been on a journey of connection to myself. I realized that if you're struggling trying to connect with other people in life, it's probably a pretty good place to start to look within. If you're not connected with yourself, if you don't love who you see in the mirror and you aren't really confident at the person you're showing up in, it can be really, really difficult, right, to then connect with another person. And let's be real, if you do connect with another person when you're not confident in being yourself, well, that connection isn't that authentic at the end of the day, right? And here's what I've found in my journey now of connection and communication. I found that when you first connect with yourself, that has to be the first step. That then is what allows you to connect one-on-one with other humans. How do you connect with another human being? You first connect with yourself, and then it's with them. And then and only then can you connect with a crowd. So I've spent my whole life on stage. I know how to connect with a crowd. I've taught people how to connect with a crowd, right? It's what I love. But can you connect with a crowd authentically yourself? Can you show up without any sort of facade, any sort of role that you're playing, or any sort of mask that you're wearing, and just be you and connect with a group of people? That's the next step. But then there's kind of been this fourth bonus step along the way that we found as we've been figuring all of this out and as I've gone on this personal connection journey. Can you get a crowd to connect with each other? Can you get your followers? Can you get your listeners? Can you get those that are in your audience to actually build community with each other? That's what a leader does. A leader knows all of those steps they've got to have in place in order to create the environment where people can connect, where people feel safe being themselves, where they feel comfortable being vulnerable, where they feel comfortable crying like me on a stage right now. Like, I cry all the time now. And I'll tell you, if you would have told me 5 to 7 years ago in my speaking career that I would feel comfortable sitting on a stool, crying, talking about connecting with the crowd and the power of community, that might have seemed like a bit of a stretch. But it's real for me now, because I think that's what our world needs. Our world is asking for what's real. Now, here's what's interesting. On social media, it is really, really hard to find what's actually real. I think we can all agree that so much of social media now feels like it doesn't connect. For the last 7 years, I've had the chance to work with brands, influencers, companies, organizations like podcasters, speakers, you name it, authors, and trying to help them figure out how to connect on social media. It's really difficult, and I'll tell you, I suck at it. If there's a room of people, if you got 100 people in a room that I can get up and talk to, I can talk to that room all day long and connect, and it's like when I'm in my zone of genius more than anything else. But the moment I have to put my phone in selfie mode, or the moment I sit in front of a camera in a quiet room by myself and I try to connect with that camera, it just doesn't come out the same way. I felt that myself, and over the last 5 years of this journey, there have been times where I've just like, I don't even want to post because I don't feel like what I'm putting out there is me. I don't feel like that's actually genuine and authentic. And I know I'm not the only one feeling that way. Now, I've tried to figure out this problem. Okay, if social media isn't connecting, how do you solve that? Like, how do you create content that actually makes a difference? That someone's scrolling and they feel something, they feel connected to that person on the screen. Well, for me, I just compared it to when I was on stage. So I really started thinking, like I said, I almost feel like it's really weird. With speaking, where most people might be their most not confident or they're most scared, like it's one of the biggest fears in the world, right? For me, my entire life since I've been a kid, it's actually where I've been the most confident. And I really asked, like, how is that the case? And this is the answer that I finally came to. I've realized that when I get on a stage, and I put on the microphone and I walk in and they clap and whatever it might be, and boom, I stand there. From the moment I get on that stage, I stop thinking about myself. It's what I've always done. The minute I'm on a stage, my focus, my emphasis is on everyone in the room. And it becomes this fun game as an entertainer or a leader or a speaker or a teacher, a healer, to connect with people from a stage and to do that. Right? And I realized, when I create social media content, I'm focused on myself. When I put the phone into selfie mode and I go to create, my instant thoughts are, how do I look? How do I sound? How does this feel? What are they going to think about it? Is this comment going to offend someone or not? And I am completely in my head when I'm creating social media content. And I feel like I may not be the only one that's there too. If you've wondered, like, how do I create content that doesn't feel real, or how do I speak with my own voice? Trust me, like, I have been there, I get that, and it's starting to become clear how to solve that problem, okay? So kind of the three reasons why I feel like social media is not connecting. One, we focus on ourselves, like I just told you. The second piece is we're automating social media. Because we've been told now that quantity is the name of the game, that we're trying to play to the algorithms, that we're trying to play to the numbers, well, now what we do is we use ChatGPT. We use tools to help us do it with less effort on ourselves because social media falls to the bottom of our list. And the moment that automation comes into play, the minute it gets scripted, you can feel it. I know that you can. I can. You're on social media, you're scrolling down, and the minute you see some post pop up, here are the 4 things you need to know to learn how to do X, Y, Z, and there's emojis popping up or whatever it might be. I can't connect with that person anymore. Now it's just more noise. So we first think of ourselves, second, we automate it, and the third, and this is the piece that I feel like just finally clicked for me. It's the feedback loop. When I'm on a stage speaking, I get instant feedback. Why? Because I'm laser focused on everyone that's in the room. Are they smiling? Are they laughing? Are they crying? Are they feeling? And I am able to ride the energy of that crowd, ride the energy of the feedback that comes, and go along with your audience as they take that ride with you. With social media, you don't have that opportunity. I remember the first time I put out a podcast episode. I started a podcast back in 2020. I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I'd been a speaker all these years, and now 2020, COVID, no one could go outside. Events were shut down. So what did I do? I'll start a podcast. And I remember sitting in a room by myself, putting the phone in selfie mode and just talking to the camera and just feeling like, whoa, this feels so much different. But the big difference came when I'd spent a week planning this episode, thinking about the name, the branding, all of it, what I wanted to do, what my why was, who my audience was, who I wanted to reach. And I put all of that out there, boom, publish. And crickets. Oh yeah, on a Tuesday morning at 10 a.m., people are just jumping on and clicking to listen to my podcast episode. And then what do? You just sit there and you wait. You might get an occasional comment pop up. You might have someone say something to you, but that time there for those of us that are creating content on social media is where you become your worst critic. All of a sudden, you could have just put out the best hour podcast that you gave your entire heart and soul to and hit publish, and then you hear crickets. And what happens inside your mind during those times of crickets? Maybe that wasn't very good. Gosh, I messed up on that part right there. That wasn't very solid. Oh, shoot, did I do that wrong? And did I say that to offend that group or whatever it might be? And that person actually saw my post, but they didn't like it? Oh. I think we all know that sort of internal chatter, it's not helping anyone out. And unfortunately, that sort of internal chatter when it comes to social media is happening on both sides of the coin. It's happening from the person that's posting the content, and it's happening from the person that's taking it in, and we're all just in here in our own heads. Our society needs to figure out how to get back to human connection, and there's nowhere that is more apparent than on social media. So listen. We decided we were going to do something about it. Let me get to you now, what we're actually building with this and what our bold idea here is at WTF. I said to myself, I give you a little bit of the story, but in my content journey over the last little bit, I'm an owner of Full-Time Filmmaker. It's the largest online video education course for creators in the world. It started in 2016. There's hundreds of thousands of students that have gone through our training, millions of subscribers, and we built out a home base here, a place to build content. We have a full psych wall. We have videographers that come in, all these content creators that were creating content for their brand. And then along the way, we built a stage for some sets. So we have this stage here, LED wall. We have kind of this cool spot here. And I just started thinking, I'm like, man, I want to speak more on stage. And the number one question I get asked from people is, how can I speak on stage? How can I get up there and have those types of opportunities? And I thought to myself, I'm like, well, how do we just turn our place into more like a stage? But honestly, we could only fit like 150 people in the room, and it's more of a studio, like it's more of a warehouse studio vibe than some event center or conference ballroom, whatever it might be. So like, how do you pull that off? And then all of a sudden it dawned on me. I'm like, well, what about like Saturday Night Live? Saturday Night Live is all about what's happening on the cameras, right? The content that's being created on the camera that's going to be put out on television. But there's a live audience. And because there's a live audience, it feels different. It brings those entertainers to a different level. And guess what? Everyone wants to be in the room to see SNL. It's one of the hardest things to get tickets for. People wait outside in line for days to try to be one of those select few that get to be inside the room. And then I thought about like Jimmy Fallon. All these talk show hosts, right? Like they host these shows with live audiences. And I started seeing this as a content machine. Because look, we're all trying to get content. We're all trying to create content so we can share, so we can put our message out there, our product or service, whatever it might be. And all of a sudden it hit me like, whoa, live television like that is the ultimate content machine. Think of it. I'll talk you through this quickly. There's actually 5 different ways that type of content can be produced, or that content can be produced from like the Jimmy Fallon show. First way to consume it is if you're in the actual audience, if you're in the actual live room, right? Second is if you're at home watching it live on television on NBC. Third are people that are going to go watch the entire episode the next day on YouTube or on a streaming service or whatever it might be. Or they'll go watch the segments. They'll watch the monologue, they'll watch the musical guest, they'll watch that skit that they wanted to see. And then the fifth, short form social media content. Stuff that pops up on TikTok or your Instagram or whatever it might be. And I'm like, wait, we can do that right here. What if we did that on our stage? And so we kind of tried it as a little experiment. In the last 2 to 3 months, that's exactly what we've been doing. We've been doing live shows here with an audience to kind of see like, well, how would this go down, right? Could you pull this off without being in New York or LA? Because currently those are the only 2 places you can really do something like this. So the experiment started, and I'm rolling through it. Like the entertainer in me is just like, okay, well, how would you format it? How would you create it? Like we know how to podcast. And by the way, there are people out there right now, the top 1%ers of creators that are doing live shows. Jay Shetty, Dak Shepard with Armchair Expert, Chris Williamson, Jordan B. Peterson. They're going out there and they're selling out live theaters to watch their podcast, right? So I'm going through this and we put together this whole format. We try these different shows. We have these different segments. We have basically an open, then we have 2 different interviews, and then we finish off with a little party. And we finished that first episode and I thought to myself, we have created something completely different. Like we just landed a man on the moon. This is totally different. No one's ever done anything like this before. And then it hit me later that night. No, Connor, that's a talk show. There's nothing new about that at all. You literally took the age-old format that's an American classic of entertainment that's been done since Johnny Carson and Jay Leno and all of them, and you just redid the same format. But here's what you did. You made it more accessible. You took something that people have been doing for a long time, but you actually created that in a way that was intentionally accessible. That it wasn't meant for just the elites. And you know what? That's exactly what happens as modern technology of communication advances. There are certain technologies, certain communication methods that are just held for the elites, and then over time, they get democratized. It used to be a big deal to have a radio show. Now everybody has a podcast, right? And so now, like, really, I view there's a major form of American entertainment that has yet to be democratized. And it's live television. It's live talk shows. That's what we're going to do here at the WTF Network. Here's our rule. All our shows are done on this stage with a live audience. They're unscripted. They're raw. They're real. And here's where the magic lies. The power that happens with those in the room. We've had multiple events like this now. We haven't even posted the episodes yet. We've kind of kept it quiet. If you want to go follow our lives, you can see them. But we watched this and we said, okay, listen, there's something to the content piece, but where the magic is the feeling that people are having when they're in the room. And when you saw people connecting, people crying, people feeling, that was the community that we talked about earlier. Our tagline at WTF, Worth to Follow, is where content meets community. And that's exactly what we are setting out to do. So, told you a long story at this point now. You're like, okay, just get to the point. Let's go. Here's what we're doing. We're basically launching. If NBC were to launch in 2025, I think it would look a whole lot like this. Streaming first, live, social media driven, and built for creators, top to bottom, intentionally accessible for all of them. We built the stage, we built the platform. But now, here's what's cool. I've spent my whole life trying to get on other people's stages, right? Like trying to get on the stage, trying to get the opportunity to speak. And I told you that's the number one thing people ask me. How can I get on stage? We've built this stage not just so I can talk on it. This actually isn't about me. Through this journey, what I found is that there's no greater joy than sharing the stage and empowering people who have a story, empowering people that are making a difference, making an impact in the world, people that are truly worth the follow. And what makes someone worth the follow? Like, we're so obsessed with followers in this world, but what the world really needs today is leaders. We need leaders to step up. What makes a leader worth the follow? When you leave those that follow you better than when you found them. That's who we are looking for in the WTF network. In June, we're launching season 1. We have 5 original shows, 6 different hosts that are going to be hosting different types of experiences, different types of shows, and we are ready to bring more on. If you are someone that feels that you can create content, but you want to level up, you want to do it in a way where you can actually bring people in the room. You can do it without ChatGPT scripting it for you. You can just let your heart be what guides what you say from a stage. And you can connect with the room. If you can create energy, you can create emotion, you can move people. That's who we're looking for. Now, here's the last piece of this. We're looking for people to take this stage to be able to create content that makes a difference and makes an impact in the world. But I've spent the last 5 years in my business with that type of person being our customer. That's who we've sold to, right? We create content for them. We consult with them. We help get them opportunities. And I realized at the end of the day, like, creating content is really expensive. I'll tell you, I've been on a 5-year path to do it, and this entire thing has just been bootstrapped trying to figure it out along the way. And it is really, really hard to make content that you feel is going to make a difference at the kind of quality you want to do it. And I'm like, look, I don't want to build this stage and then just say to a bunch of creators that are going to make a difference with amazing content that's created here on stages like this and then shared throughout the world. I don't want to send them the check or send them the bill, excuse me. I want to send them the check. It's exactly what I want to do. So how do we do that? Well, we are introducing a new sponsorship model here at the WTF Network. And it's all built around an acronym that we made up, LIME. Live, Interactive, Media, Experience. Okay? Traditionally, if you are a creator, you're an influencer, you're a speaker, and you're looking to create content, or you have a podcast, for example, that you want to make money from and monetize from it, the only real way that you can do that is to sell a brand's product or have an ad read in the middle of your show or whatever it might be. And on the other hand, you've got a company sitting out there going, what's our ROI? How many listens did you get? Did that sell enough product? Did that do what I want it to do? And it's kind of a tough situation to work through. To truly find if it's in it, if that makes sense in that situation, is kind of difficult to find. That's been our experience. So here's how we're shifting the model. We are going to allow our creators here to create content from this stage, but to invite companies in to have experiences. I'm viewing it as a new version of corporate entertainment. So all these companies out there right now, what we hear from companies is they can't get their people to connect. They're trying to figure out how to retain talent, how to recruit talent, how to try and create community within their own company. And they're looking for creative ways to do that. We've got a new way for you. One of our Lime packages includes this. You could come to one of our live shows here, a live show done here on our stage, and your company could rent out the entire audience. You could reserve the audience of 120 people for your customers, for your employees, for people that you want to connect with as a networking opportunity, and we will throw the event for you. We'll throw the entertainment. Now, if you want to be spotlighted on the show as a company, we might even have someone from your team who's worth the follow, someone who has a story, be featured on some of those episodes. But then, here's the coolest part of what we're offering to these companies. If they sponsor a night like that of a show that's going on, we won't just put on the night and then send them packing. They will leave with a full content package that shows the night, with video, with social content that shows your community in action and content that looks and feels different. Why do I explain that? If we're going to empower creators, we also have to figure out a way to figure out how to have that powerful content created. We've bootstrapped all of this. We don't have millions of dollars of investment just sitting here ready to sponsor the next shows of people that come in and audition. But what we can provide is a path. And what we can provide is value to the right groups that want to come in and benefit from that community. Now, the other way we can pay to keep the lights on all of this, we have an incredible stage here. Okay, full multi-cam production, audio, lighting, 120-person in-seat theater, and full live streaming capabilities. WTF and our shows, our hosts, aren't going to be on this stage all day long. We also rent this space out as a venue for corporations, companies that want to have a brand launch, a off-site, a leadership training, a networking event, a culture night, whatever it might be. This becomes your new venue. And the cool thing is, a lot of those types of companies are already spending money on content, but the content's flat, they're doing it in a stale studio and no one's listening. And they're also probably holding events. But my guess is they're out doing those events and they don't have any content to prove it. They don't leave with the footage to show what it really was that they were doing. So, those are the two ways that we plan on keeping the lights on. Having company-sponsored live shows, live interactive media experiences where you get to bring your people together, feel the powerful content that we create from this stage, and then actually walk away with premium brand content that you can post, becoming your content engine. And second, use our stage. This is your venue. This is your new content engine. Now, man, it's bold to get up and just say, hey, here's what we're going to do. And it doesn't come without help from a lot of different people. There's been so much support and inspiration and guidance that we've received from partners in the community, from our partners here in this building, and frankly, from partners from above. A few special thank yous. First, I want to thank my original business partner, Landon By The Way. Landon By The Way and I have started 3 companies together over the last 4 years. We walked into this building 4 years ago when it was just an empty corporate office space. And we said, I think we can create something special here, and we did. A huge thank you to Hunter Saunders, my other business partner, who has been right by my side every step of the way for several years as we have genuinely tried to help people make a difference that are trying to create content to do so. I've never met someone with a bigger heart than Hunter. I want to thank my parents. I want to thank my grandparents. was my grandpa that took me to my first speaking event ever at about 9 years old. Zig Ziglar was one of the speakers. I was sitting on the second row with my grandpa, and I remember sitting there watching that event just saying, man, I want to be on stages like that someday. And as I've traveled throughout the country doing that, I know that's a dream of so many people out there. And I want to help you get there. That's what we're going to do with WTF. And this stage right here, it's just the start. This is location number 1. We plan to have studios like this and stages like this all over the country. And we want you to be a part of it with us. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate this, and come on the ride with us. Attend a show. Our calendar's going up. We've got an incredible lineup for the next month of June. On Wednesday, I will be talking more about the specific shows that we have coming out. And one of our shows that I host with me and my fiance, Briosha, is going to be putting out 15 episodes in the month of June. And she's the last person I need to thank. I lived most of my life feeling like I had an empty space in my soul, an empty space in my heart. I did a lot of cool things. I've experienced a lot of great things. I've had an amazing life, and to even feel ungrateful for those times, or it feels ungrateful, right? But when I met her a year and a half ago, everything in my life changed. She's incredible. She's taught me more about myself, how to have a relationship with a higher power, and how to connect with other people than I could imagine. And on the first show that WTF launched, she's my co-host. On Thursday nights, us as a couple, a newly engaged couple, interview other couples. The two of us interviewing 2 others, looking for advice, guidance, what works, what's not. Let's hear your love story. How did you know? And what have you been through hard together? And what has that taught you? And where are you now because of it? Just this Thursday night, we have 2 incredible couples that have stories of loss, that have stories of love, and that have stories of comeback and return. We invite you to come, not only that, but to all the shows we're putting on. And on Monday, we'll be putting out 3 episodes from Fully Engaged, and for the month of June, we'll be putting out 3 episodes every Monday, 15 episodes over the month, along with several other shows, amazing other guests. Just Tuesday night here in a few days, we'll have Tiffany Berg, who's helped me so much in my journey. She helped me write my book, and she'll be taking the stage with her original show called Unmanageable, 4 incredible guests and an amazing June lineup as well. We want to have you involved, whether that means sitting here in the room feeling it, sponsoring it, or making it able for us to take this to where we want to go, or a company that wants to benefit from what we built. We're willing to share the stage. Thank you so much. My name's Connor DeLynn. Come do this ride with us.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance, not the life I want to live.